Hello again from Geneva, and apologies for the delay. We have our guest today, Dr. Mike Ryan, Executive Director of WHO Health Emergencies Program, and for the first time in the panel, we have Dr. Oliver Morgan, Director of Health Emergency Information and Risk Assessment here at WHO. As always, we will have an audio file immediately available after the briefing, and transcript will be available tomorrow in the morning. We will keep this press briefing short, so I will remind again journalists to ask only one question so we can get as many as possible. For journalists online, please click raise hand to be put in the queue for questions, and those who are dialing in, press *9, and then we will try to get your question. I'll give the floor immediately to Dr. Mike Ryan.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone, and apologies for being late. And apologies too from Dr. Tedros. He's just about to, I think, land in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where he's following up on important Ebola matters and meeting with President Tshisekedi and many others to look at the future post-Ebola of the health system in Congo. I'm sure you'll understand how important a task and a mission that is, given the last year and a half in Congo and the ongoing struggles in that country to deliver effective healthcare and reduce suffering and mortality from infectious diseases. Let me start by updating you on the latest numbers. In the last 24 hours, China has reported 1,820 laboratory confirmed cases, bringing the total cases to 46,550. In addition, China reported 13,332 clinically confirmed cases in Hubei province. And crucially, we understand that most of these cases relate to a period going back over days and weeks and are retrospectively reported as cases since sometimes back to the beginning of the outbreak itself. So this increase that you've all seen in the last 24 hours is largely in part down to a change in how cases are being diagnosed and reported. So in other words, in Hubei province only, a trained medical professional can now classify a suspected case of COVID-19 as a clinically confirmed case on the basis of chest imaging rather than having to have a laboratory confirmation. This allows clinicians to move and report cases more quickly, not having to wait for lab confirmation, ensuring that people get to clinical care more quickly, and also allows public health responses in terms of contact tracing and other important public health measures to be initiated. As you've noticed with suspect cases, there have been some backlogs in testing, and this is also going to help in ensuring that people get adequate care and that adequate public health measures can be taken. So we're not dealing, from what we understand, with a spike in cases of 14,000 on one day. To an extent, this is an artifact of the reporting, and we are working with our colleagues in China. Our team there are working very hard to see exactly how many days and weeks and how those numbers are spread out across those days and weeks. In the rest of China and the rest of the world, laboratory confirmation for reporting is still required, and WHO will continue to track both laboratory and clinically confirmed cases in Hubei province. As we've seen this spike in the number of cases reported in China, but this does not represent a significant change in the trajectory of the outbreak. Outside China, there are 447 cases from 24 other countries, and now 2 deaths. In addition to the death in the Philippines, there is now 1 more death in Japan. We have said consistently that we need to be cautious when drawing conclusions from daily reported numbers. I think we were having that discussion yesterday, and I think the numbers today speak to that. We need to be very careful when interpreting any extremes, be it in incubation periods, be it in daily numbers. we must take all numbers into account. We must look at all numbers seriously, but we also must try and interpret what those numbers mean and not react directly to the number itself. The number of countries reporting cases has still not changed, and outside the cases on the Diamond Princess cruise ship, we're not seeing a dramatic increase in transmission outside China. And that is the current picture. We're still saying to governments around the world that we still have an opportunity to prepare for the potential spread of the virus. Regarding the Diamond Princess cruise ship, which is currently quarantined in Yokohama, 218 passengers have tested positive for the virus, which does represent the largest cluster of COVID-19 cases outside China. This morning I briefed health ministers from the European Union, convened by Croatia, the presidency, about COVID-19, and our teams are working with government and other partners of the European Union to ensure that the latest information is disseminated, that preparations are made, and there's good coordination between ourselves and the European Union and our WHO regional office for Europe. And we very much welcome the strong support from the European Union in supporting countries with weaker health systems and ensuring that other countries have the investments and support needed to prepare for the arrival of the virus. In terms of the international mission, the advanced team and their Chinese counterparts have now finalized the scope of work and decided the mission, and we expect the rest of the international teams to start arriving in China over the weekend. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ryan. Just to repeat again for journalists dialing in, it's *9. For those online, click raise hand, and now we will open the floor for questions. One question per person, please. Okay, I go first to Mark. Mark, please.
Yeah, can I ask you first, given the spike in the number of fatalities, is there any sign that the profile of those who are dying is in any way changing? Is it predominantly still the elderly and those with underlying health conditions, or are you seeing any signs that the younger and the healthier are being hit?
No, we're not seeing a significant shift in the pattern of mortality or severity, for that matter. This disease is still predominantly severe in those who are over 40, with the higher severity profile that increases actually with each decade after that, and predominantly too that severity is amongst men rather than women, and we haven't seen a significant shift. That profile is very much repeated in other areas outside Hubei, certainly in other provinces and administrative regions. Hong Kong has a very similar pattern of severity and age. Singapore has a very similar pattern. In fact, we're seeing quite a similar pattern around the world. So Oliver may wish to add his own tune with the daily data.
As Dr. Ryan said, we haven't seen any major changes yet. We're still obviously following up that closely. As we have a large number of deaths, we might see a few more deaths in the younger age groups, but it's still predominantly in the older age groups, all the 60, 70, 80 years old.
Sorry for yesterday.
Thank you. Young with Xinhua News Agency. There were 9 thematic areas at yesterday's forum. So which are the most pressing ones, and which research institutions are now doing what jobs exactly in this regard?
We'll get a whole press conference on that one. I think the thematic areas obviously range across. You've seen the areas, but the group really tried to focus in on what were the most urgent things, and truly listening first of all and foremost to our frontline colleagues in China. What do you need most? What do you need in the frontline? And frontline clinicians, frontline public health workers. And clearly, the demands that are coming from them is better diagnostics that can be used in the front line, in emergency rooms, so we can make quicker decisions. And certainly, that's an immediate need. There's an immediate need to get the clinical trials that are currently started in China, to expand those trials and to use similar trial protocols in other countries like Japan, like Singapore, so we can pool data around the drugs that are being tried and tested. We've got some standard antivirals that have been used in the past in MERS and SARS that are being tried. We've also got some anti-HIV drugs that have been used and tried. So the quicker we find out whether those drugs are having an impact, and that could be in weeks in the way the trials are set up. We could have good information in weeks. And accelerating, expanding, and standardizing those trials across many sites will give us a larger number of observations and a much stronger indication as to whether those drugs are working. You can imagine being a frontline clinician at the moment, knowing which drug works would be a magical gift at this point, not only for families, but for those doctors and nurses treating them. So that's what they're saying to us. Tell us what's working in treatment, give us better diagnostics in the front line. We on the public health side, and we've said this before, we really need to understand to what extent, and the Director General of Tedros has said this many times, how big is the iceberg? We do know, we all accept that there is transmission occurring at some level in communities. We've seen those clusters, we've seen those super spreading events. The question mark is how much is happening outside what we see. And the ability to do household and community studies, to develop a serology test that will allow us to test populations to determine how many people in a population have been infected over time. That will allow us to have a much better sense of how big this epidemic would eventually get. So we need serology testing in order to do that as well. So better population-based testing through serology, better point-of-care diagnostics to allow clinicians to make better choices, better data on what's working in therapeutics, and then obviously work on identifying the animal source. While identifying the source is not necessarily going to improve how we deal with this event per se, but if there is a source out there in the animal kingdom, we better identify it, because if we end this epidemic with all of the hard work, we don't want to be exposed to another one with the same virus. So understanding where the source is has become very important. It's operationally very important, and for the future, it's very important. And then there are the bigger questions that need to be answered. Vaccines and new drugs. And they're going to take a lot longer to come on stream, but it doesn't mean we can wait. We have to make big decisions now around the best candidate vaccines, and they're going to require huge investments. Making a decision to advance a vaccine to phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 trials requires hundreds of millions of dollars to be invested. And we may have to invest in multiple candidates without any certainty that one of them will work. And they're big decisions, and they're not just made by the private sector. The state sector is going to have to get involved to stimulate and take some of the risk with the private sector to advance those potential candidates. So there are big policy decisions to come, and they need to be made early in order to drive the innovation. So there is an urgency. We could go on with the list. And we also need, and it may not seem like research in the scientific sense, but we also need to have better understanding on how communities are responding to this virus. What's working in terms of risk communication? What's scaring people in terms of misinformation? We need a vaccine against misinformation as well. And in that sense, we need a communications vaccine. We need to be able to communicate in a much more effective way. And there are lots of ideas within the plan for how we can advance social science and other research, and that's just as important as well. So I hope I haven't done some justice to this huge breadth of research that needs to be carried out. But it was a very exciting meeting. There's a huge commitment on behalf of global scientists to work together and in collaboration with our Chinese colleagues. And we trust now we know what to do. We need to get on and do it.
Thank you very much. Let's take one more question from the room, then we'll go to journalists online. Our colleague from NBC, please. If you could just introduce yourself.
Do we have any sense of how big this iceberg is? And you mentioned earlier, we need to look at what the numbers are, but also what the numbers mean. So help us interpret these numbers. Now that China has just relax its classification system, made it easier for people on the ground to diagnose this disease, or we will get a better sense of how big this how big the iceberg is.
I'll pass it to Oliver, you'll have more details, but in the absence of serology testing, a lot of countries, including Singapore, have done this. In China, it's been done as well, and in the special administrative region in Hong Kong, where in emergency rooms and as part of normal winter respiratory disease surveillance, they've been actively testing thousands of samples that are not suspect cases of COVID and of COVID. And at the moment, we're just not seeing COVID activity amongst those samples. So that would give an indication that the iceberg may not be that great. That's not a guarantee. But this idea that this iceberg is absolutely massive and in some way we're only detecting 1 or 2 or 5%, this is all based on modeling. This is based on certain assumptions around what's happening. And then those assumptions, those speculations are as valid as speculations in the other direction. But I sometimes find difficult to understand is why the assumption to the awful is the one that's accepted, while the assumption of what might be a higher proportional detection of cases is always seen as invalid. I think we have work to do to see just how big that iceberg is. But if we think, if we look at the cases outside China, if we take away that issue, we've had well over 400 cases outside China. We've had 4 to 5 weeks now of cases being outside China. Only 22% of all the cases outside China are involved with a local transmission in a second or onto a third country. 78% of cases still have a direct link to Wuhan or to China. And of all of those cases, and we've been tracking each and every one of them, we can only find 8 cases that are not linked in some way to one of the identified transmission chains. Now that doesn't mean that there aren't other chains out there, but that's what we're seeing. And all of the other data being collected from other surveillance systems isn't suggesting that there's widespread, efficient community transmission going on, either outside Wuhan or outside China. But without a serology test, that is very difficult to say with absolute certainty. Maybe Oliver has something to add.
Thanks very much. I think clearly we've seen quite a lot of severe cases reported from China, which is a little bit different from the picture we're seeing outside of China, in the sense that we're picking up quite a lot more mild cases, and that's in part because the surveillance and the search for cases is quite intensive when there are only a small number of cases in certain countries. So we're seeing now a broader picture of some of the disease at the milder end of the spectrum. The question still does remain, how big is that spectrum? And it's in fact one of the questions that was highlighted as priority in the research and development meeting yesterday and the day before, was to really determine that. So until we have much better insight into how big is that spectrum and how many cases are on the milder end versus the severe end, then we won't really be able to fully answer that. But it's an area of focus that I think in the next 2 or 3 months we'll be focusing on quite intensively.
So overnight, China is counted by 13,000 plus as between counties. Do you expect that to continue? Do you expect tomorrow to have 13,000 more? And after that, do you think it's possible?
So these, to our understanding, these are not 13,000 new cases being added. These are reclassification of suspect cases waiting for testing, but now being defined as confirmed on their clinical basis alone. So we don't anticipate that there'll be another similar rises day in, day out, but we do anticipate that we'll have now both laboratory confirmed and clinically confirmed cases reported from Hubei. And this is just to reiterate that this is specifically for Hubei province, not for all of China. For the rest of China, the surveillance case definitions continue as previously, as they have been previously.
Just to say, China is the only country systematically reporting suspect and confirmed cases to the World Health Organization.
Thank you very much. So we will try to
take a few questions from journalists online, and if we are ready, I will start with Kai Kupferschmidt from Science. Kai, can you hear us?
Yes, thanks for letting me have a question. Mike, I'm curious, you talked about information that could scare people, and I'm just curious if you could comment on, the name of the virus, SARS-CoV-2, whether you feel that that's something that strikes the wrong note, and whether you were using it as you communicated about the show.
Excuse me, I didn't hear the first part. Were you referring to the name COVID-19?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Sorry, I was asking about the virus name, SARS-CoV-2.
Thank you.
The naming process for the virus is not done by WHO. The virus is named according to its phylogenetic links with other viruses, and it's a technical name that I suppose people in labs are very comfortable with, because they can associate one virus with another virus with another. It's a cataloging and system of relating viruses to one another. It's not about relating the virus to the world. We're trying to relate the virus to the world, the experience that people have with the virus, coronavirus disease. And I think that's clear, and it's happening in 2019. So I don't think there's any inconsistency. The taxonomy is there to name a virus for virologists, and the name we have is to name a virus for us and people who are dealing with this in communities around the world.
Thank you very much. Let's try Anne Gallant. Anne, can you hear us?
Oh, hi. Thanks so much for taking my question. One of the things, when today with the CDC not surprising numbers, but I was wondering the big increase in the number of deaths. How do you explain that? Because I'm assuming they're not deaths going back to the beginning of the outbreak. I presume they are new deaths in the last 24 hours. So can you explain that in any way? Thank you.
We're not 100% sure about those deaths. We believe that some of those deaths are actually deaths referred to the clinically confirmed cases. And again, remember here, if we look at the population attack rates in places like Hubei in China, we're talking about 4 to 5 per 100,000 people or less being infected with this virus in Hubei, even in this intense period of the epidemic. There are many other causes of lower respiratory infection, of pneumonia, and other things. So mixed amongst this may be other causes of pneumonia. Remember, these are clinicians confirming the case in the absence of a laboratory diagnosis in someone who has clinical symptoms and changes in their X-ray consistent with pneumonia. These are effectively pneumonia cases. And there may have been deaths amongst them. Again, those deaths may be distributed across many days and weeks, and we will come back to you, Base, because we just didn't get the disaggregated number for the deaths amongst the lab-confirmed cases today. So we will come back to you on that.
Thank you very much. Let's take one more time. One more question from journalists online. We have Michael from CNN. Michael, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you for taking my question. Dr. Ryan, Director General Tedros mentioned his concern about weaker health systems in different countries. I think you mentioned the number of about 30, 45 countries that you're concerned about. I happen to be in Ukraine at the moment, and it so happens that vaccination rates here are quite low, as well as preparedness. I'm wondering, in that number of 35, 45 countries, are you also concerned about some of the middle income or emerging economies? I don't mean to put you on the spot and mention Ukraine, but normally when we talk about weaker health systems, we're thinking of the lower income countries. So if you could comment on that, I'd be grateful. Thank you.
Yeah, we've based our selection of countries on a matrix between the risk of the disease arriving against the vulnerabilities identified by the country itself as part of its own SPAR analysis, but also joint external evaluations and many other parameters that sort of measure specific weaknesses or vulnerabilities in the public health and healthcare system. We've also shared those analyses with the countries themselves, with our regional offices, and have come up with the numbers. So it's a number that compares risk with vulnerability, and then further information directly from from those countries. In fact, we've been working very closely with Ukraine on the massive measles outbreak in Ukraine over the last year. And we've provided lots and lots of technical assistance and have a very strong country office there working with Ukrainian authorities. And we would expect to provide them. WHO provides policy advice and technical assistance to all countries. This is not about us supporting countries and we'll support some and not the others. Our job is to support all countries. What we're trying to identify here are specific countries that have gaps, serious gaps in their laboratory capacity, their capacity to isolate patients, their supplies of PPE, their ability to manage the first 100 and the first 1,000 cases. And we've actually looked at the costs and the investment needed for the first case, the first 100 cases, the first 1,000 cases. And we've modeled those costs for the countries and then say, what is it going to actually cost for this particular load of cases in this country, in this context? And in doing that, we will be rolling out national planning based on the global strategic plan. Each country will build a national action plan, and those costs will roll up again, and those costs may exceed the estimates we made of over $600 million. But what we needed to do is get out to the world and show the risk, show the vulnerability, model the costs that would be associated with the first case, first 100, first 1,000, and then go down to the ground, working with UN partners and others, working with the country, and bring those real costs back up into the system. And when we're doing that, we may find that some of the capacities we thought didn't exist do exist, and we may find that some of the capacities that we thought did exist don't exist, and we will have to adjust the plans accordingly. But this allows us to move in a very systematic fashion. And there are many countries in Central Asia, South Asia, the Western Pacific, and the small island nations are very exposed in a situation like this. We saw the impact that measles had on the health system in Samoa and the Western Pacific. We saw the spectre of children, infants, ventilated. Every single ventilator in Western Samoa was occupied by a child suffering from measles. At Christmas, our teams were there. The emergency medical teams were there. In fact, our last big outbreak response was in the Western Pacific, taking care of people at the other end of the age spectrum on ventilators. And now we have the tragedy of people at the older age spectrum on those ventilators. So we have to get systems ready, and we have to prepare countries for the arrival of this disease. That is the only prudent course of action. And we will continue to raise this issue. As I said, with the European Union today, we advocated very strongly, and we were very, very pleased with the response we got in terms of the solidarity the countries in the European Union want to show amongst each other and want to show to countries who need investment now to prepare.
Thank you very much. We have time for one or two questions. John first, and then our colleague here. John.
Thank you. Just we heard that the U.S. delegation is still waiting to find out whether they're going to be admitted to China. WHO talked to China about this. Is that part of the role? And are there any, will any of the public officials in the U.S. be admitted to China related to coronavirus? Thank you.
Sorry, there is a multinational team from all over the world who will go to the field, and that has been agreed. They should begin deploying over the weekend. I won't go into the details of their nationalities or their names because they have preparations to make and visas to be issued, and they need to be briefed and they need to get to the field. But as soon as we have confirmation, because once an offer is made, then there's an acceptance, then the sending country has to finally accept to send and dispatch the person. So I'm not going to preempt any final decisions we have with the sending countries by naming names of individuals, but I can assure you the team is top-class scientists from all over the world and all of the relevant countries who can contribute to an endeavor such as this.
Thank you. Yes, please.
From Japanese media. As you pointed out, there have been first one death confirmed in Japan today, and I think the situation seems to be getting more serious and crucial as time is going on. including inclusive diamond increases. Could you comment on it? And I'm wondering how you're working with the Japanese authorities on this issue. Thank you.
Yes, I think at this stage, almost all of the cruise ship-related issues have been resolved successfully. The other ship has docked in the West of them in Cambodia, and cruise doctors and others on the ship. There have been some people with very mild upper respiratory symptoms. They've currently been tested. And while those tests have been completed, all of the people remain on board. But that's been a purely precautionary measure at the moment. And we thank the government of Cambodia for hosting the West of Dam. And our colleagues at the IMO went through a very detailed process yesterday of looking at all cruise ships in the area and ensuring that every ship had a harbour to dock in. And we thank all of those who've been involved in ensuring that has happened. The situation in Japan is a more active situation because we clearly have a large number of cases in a very closed environment on that ship. The Japanese authorities have been ensuring that any suspect cases are immediately tested, and those cases that are tested positive are taken immediately for adequate care within the Japanese system, and we thank the government of Japan for that. There are also negotiations underway to allow more elderly patients to leave the ship, and that's currently been negotiated and discussed. It's a difficult thing for anybody to live in a closed environment like that. It's particularly difficult for an elderly person to do so. So again, I won't go into the details, but we are working with Japan to try and get the most needy passengers off the ship, and we will have to work with Japan in the coming days to see if better and more appropriate arrangements can be made for the life support to the other people on that ship. And I'm sure we can come to a proper arrangement in order to take care of the welfare of people on the ship.
Thank you very much. Dr. Ryan is awaited on a call right now, so we'll conclude with this. Thanks everyone watching us online, dialing in, or watching us at W account. Audio file will be sent in coming minutes, and we will have a transcript for next media briefing. We will inform you tomorrow morning. Thanks everyone, and have a nice day.
Okay, that was the World Health Organization that was giving their update, I believe as of yesterday, that actually was. And at the end of this, that was on the 13th. So that has been 3-4 days ago now. So what I want to share now, I'm going to bring it up on my screen so you can see this, is how this has spread right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to lower this. I want to cover a couple of things here. If you can see this on your screen, what we've got here, and I'm going to have to flip back and forth so I can want you to understand. Okay, so this starts a timeline of January 16th. There were 45 cases, and we come into a month later to February the 16th with over 70,000 confirmed cases. Now, when you look up here, it says excluding CD, clinically diagnosed cases. To make certain that you understand what clinically diagnosis is, it is estimated identification of the disease based upon a patient's complaints, based merely on signs, symptoms, and medical history of the patient, rather than laboratory examination or medical imaging. So they excluded any that have not been laboratory tested. Tested, confirmed cases is all we're dealing with here. And it is phenomenal at this point in 1 month's time. Now, we go back through history and make comparisons as to other situations. Yellow fever struck Savannah, Georgia. Savannah, Georgia is known very much about having a lot of graves there as a result of yellow fever back in 1820, including the loss of 2 doctors that were caring for those who were sick. And then, but in 1854 and 1876, there were several other epidemics that followed. So you've got a lot of issues, and I haven't gotten into this part of it yet exactly, and I want to address this real quick. This is going to affect a lot of things. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. So they've already passed in 1 month's time. They've passed 1,000, and I'm trying to find, and I'm not finding how they're dealing with the dead over there, because that's a month's time. There's a lot of course, there's people that die all the time. So anyway, so what do we need to be thinking about? What is important here? This is where we are right now, and I thought I edited that. Hold on a second. Let me do this again. I want to got some wording in there I don't need. There we go. Just so you kind of see where, as of so far, there's been 71,450 deaths in 1 month's time. I mean, I'm sorry, 71,450 cases reported. These are not clinically diagnosed. They are laboratory diagnosed. Those are confirmed cases. Clinically diagnosed, they are not in this report, simply because that's just people who have similar symptoms and based on family history and that sort of thing. So those have not been confirmed. And with millions of people in quarantine over there, and then how transient our world is and how closely knitted we are is the concern compared to previous times. Back in the days of Savannah, when those 700 people died, we were not as closely knit. Now we have people probably in your community that have traveled to the Far East, to China, to Japan, to any of these countries that's closer to where this virus spread like mad. We're all within a neighborhood or so of somebody that's recently visited that area. And that creates a lot of concern. The cruise ship that quarantined, they started releasing people off of there, and there were some 14 cases of people that were on that ship that were confirmed to have coronavirus. Now, if you look here of what I've got up on the screen, out of these 71,450, 11,429 totally recovered. Deaths, 1,776. And these numbers are changing dramatically and quickly, as seen by the chart that I just shared there. So it is a serious thing, and you've got people, it's spreading, and there is a quarantine period. And it's not a matter of being afraid. It's a matter of being aware. It's a matter of being prepared and aware. It's just, unfortunately, there are some that have put themselves in a situation to profile Asians over this virus, even though it did stem from China and a localized region in China, and it spread quicker through those Eastern nations. That's not surprising. If something were to spread, it's going to spread in more local areas before it spreads on a global area, but it is spreading on a global area. If you go back, there's so much to deal with here. What nations has this affected is a big question. And let's see. So February 1, Vietnam confirmed its 6th case and a domestic transmission in direct contact. Singapore confirms 2 more cases. This is going back to February 1. Bring the total to 18. Australia reported another 3 cases, including the first 2 cases in South Australia, bringing their total to 12. Japan reported 3 more cases, increasing their total to 20. South Korea confirmed the 12th case of the coronavirus, a 49-year-old Chinese man who works as a Japanese tour guide in Western Seoul. The United States reported its 8th case, a man in Boston who recently returned to college after traveling to Wuhan. And then we go to February the 2nd, the World Health Organization situation report. Vietnam announced the 7th case, and they now call it the COVID-19. Vietnam announced the 7th case. Vietnamese American who had just a 2-hour layover at Wuhan Airport. He didn't actually visit Wuhan. He had a 2-hour layover in Wuhan. South Korea reported 3 more cases, bringing their total to 15. India announced its 2nd case. The first confirmed death from COVID-19 outside mainland China was announced in the Philippines. This is a case of a 44-year-old male who was the companion of the first confirmed case in the country. Both are Chinese nationals from Wuhan who had arrived in Hong Kong on January 21. He had been in stable condition prior to his death on February 1. So when he arrived in Hong Kong on the 21st of January, within 10 days, he's dead. He had no symptoms on the 21st. Pay close attention to this. And on the 1st of February, he was dead. The United States confirmed 3 more cases. This is just on February 2nd, all in California, bringing the total to 11. 2 Germans aboard the evacuation flight from Wuhan tested positive for the virus, bringing the number of cases there up to 12. Then we go to February the 3rd. World Health Organization reported another deaths in Hubei outside of Wuhan reached 101. That's the number of deaths. According to World Health Organization, there were no new countries reporting cases in the past 24 hours. Nonetheless, Vietnam announced its 8th COVID-19 case, a Vietnamese woman who had been on the same flight with 3 other positive cases. You notice what we're running against here. The one guy just had a 2-hour layover in Wuhan, and he came down with it and died. Another case here, the Vietnamese woman was just on the same flight with 3 positive cases. And then, of course, on the 3rd of February, India confirmed its 3rd case. Then we go to the 4th of February. World Health Organization reports Hong Kong confirmed its first death. 39-year-old patient, the 13th confirmed case in Hong Kong. Vietnam announced its 9th and 10th COVID-19 cases, including a Vietnamese man who had been on the same flight with 4 other positive cases, just on the same flight with these people. This is something to pay attention to, not to instill fear. It's the same way you can love getting in the water and swimming, but you got to have a deep respect for what can happen to you in the water. So I'm not doing this to scare people. I'm going to do it to wake you up and realize that this is serious business, and it's spreading even in today's sanitized world. South Korea confirmed 16th COVID-19 cases after a tourist returned from Thailand. The first 2 had been infected there. In Malaysia, they confirmed 2 more COVID-19 cases, which included a Malaysian citizen, bringing their total to 10 cases. This is February 4th. Singapore, same date, 4th of February, confirmed 6 more cases, including the first locally transmitted cases involving 4 bringing the total to 24. 2 others came from an evacuation plane from Wuhan. Thailand, on this same February 4th, confirmed 6 more cases, bringing their total to 25. Belgium confirmed its first case, bringing their total in European Union to 24. Then we jump to February the 5th. Wuhan reported 10,117 cases total, exceeding 10,000, of course. Hong Kong confirmed 3 more cases, bringing their total to 21. Japan confirmed 10 new cases from a quarantined cruise ship, the Diamond Princess, which they started releasing people from, near Yokohama, bringing the total number to 35 cases. There were more than 3,500 on the board to be tested. South Korea confirmed 2 more cases of COVID-19, including a patient who returned from Singapore. That brought their total number of cases to 18. In Tianjin, China reported its first death, which is not Wuhan, by the way, of course. Singapore confirmed 4 more cases, including a 6-month-old Singaporean, bringing their total cases to 28. Malaysia announced 2 more cases, bringing the total to 12. Philippines confirmed its 3rd positive case, a 60-year-old woman from Wuhan, China. Health officials in the state of Wisconsin announced the first case in that state. Chinese experts said the nucleic acid testing was only able to identify 30 to 50% of the positive cases. So they saying on the 5th of February that they weren't able to identify all the cases, maybe at best half of them. Then we go to February the 6th. 1,000 new cases in China. The first such in the province besides Hubei. Canada announced 2 presumptive cases in British Columbia. Hong Kong confirmed 3 more cases, bringing its total to 24. Japan confirmed another 10 new cases from the Diamond Princess quarantine in Yokohama, bringing the total of that ship to 45. Malaysia confirmed 2 more cases, bringing that total to 14. One of the cases was locally transmitted, the first in Malaysia. Singapore confirmed 2 more cases, bringing their total to 30. Taiwan announced 3 more cases, bringing the total to 16. Vietnam confirmed 2 more cases, bringing the total to 12. The 3rd case of coronavirus was confirmed in the UK, with a patient having visited Singapore. The whistleblower that notified the public at large on social media of the coronavirus died from the infection. This was on February the 6th. Germany confirmed its 13th case, and Italy confirmed its 3rd case, bringing the total number of confirmed cases in Europe to 31. Italy confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total number to 3, and the first Italian to be infected. We see how this thing's spreading day by day by day. Now we jump just the very next day, February the 7th. Guangdong confirmed over 1,000 cases in total, the 2nd such province outside Hubei, and recorded its first death. Wuhan reported 67 more deaths, bringing the total number of people killed by the virus to 545. Other cities in Hubei reported 14 deaths in total, their net figure now reaching 154. Gansu recorded its first death. Another 41 tested positive for the coronavirus on the Diamond Princess, bringing that total of cases in Japan to 86. Germany announced its 14th case. Hong Kong confirmed 2 more cases, bringing that total number to 26. Malaysia confirmed 1 more case from a tourist entering from Singapore, bringing that total to 15. Singapore confirmed 3 more cases, bringing the total to 33. Most of the cases were initially of unknown origin, causing a disease outbreak response system condition, RDOSCON level, to increase to orange. Vietnam confirmed 1 additional case, bringing that total to 13 in Vietnam. February the 8th, next day. Henan became the 3rd province besides Hubei to report over 1,000 cases. Nationally, the number of cases outside Hubei exceeded 10,000. 3 more cases tested positive for the coronavirus on the Diamond Princess, bringing that total number of cases in Japan to 89. UAE confirmed 2 more cases, bringing that total number to 7. Wuhan confirmed 63 more deaths, bringing that total to 608. This now includes a Japanese citizen and a U.S. citizen dying on this day. Malaysia confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total to 16. Thailand confirmed 7 additional cases, bringing that total to 32. France confirmed 5 cases involving British nationals, bringing the total to 11. Singapore confirmed 7 more cases, bringing that total to 40. Aerosol was confirmed as a medium of transmission for the first time. Aerosol. Beijing reported a first type of case involving a patient who tested positive after 3 negative test results. And reported also a case where the patient tested positive only after being tested for the 5th time. Houston, we have a problem. Next day, February the 9th, mainland China has now confirmed on the 9th 40,213 cases, exceeding 40,000, of which 29,631 were in Hubei. Vietnam confirmed its 14th case, a 55-year-old woman. 6 more cases were confirmed on that ship, Diamond Princess. Malaysia confirmed 1 more case, bringing its total to 17. Singapore, 3 more cases, brought their number to 43. Hong Kong confirmed 10 more cases, with 9 from the same family, bringing the total to 36. Spain confirmed the 2nd case in the country. The United Kingdom confirmed its 4th case. South Korea reported 3 new cases of the virus, bringing the country's total to 27. Taiwan confirmed its 18th case, and the coronavirus death toll in China as of February the 9th rose to 811, surpassing the toll from the SARS epidemic, which took place in 2002 and 2003. Next day, February the 10th, Malaysia confirmed 1 more case involving a citizen, bringing their total to 18. Japan confirmed 65 more cases on the Diamond Princess, bringing the total there to 135. 4 additional cases were confirmed in the UK, bringing the total to 8. The transmission in these cases is believed to have occurred in France. Singapore confirmed another 2 cases involving a Certis officer who served quarantine orders, bringing that total to 45. Hong Kong confirmed 6 more cases, bringing that total number to 42. UAE confirmed its 8th case, an Indian national, and the United States confirmed its 13th case in San Diego, a patient who had been evacuated from Wuhan. Next day, February the 11th, Vietnam confirmed its 15th case, a 3-month-old baby infected by her grandmother. South Korea confirmed 1 more case, a 30-year-old Chinese woman, bringing the total number to 28. Thailand confirmed 1 new case of coronavirus, bringing the total in that country to 33. Hong Kong confirmed 7 more cases, bringing the total to 49. Singapore confirmed another 2 cases, bringing that total to 47. Germany confirmed 2 more cases, bringing the total to 16. The World Health Organization gives the disease the new name COVID-19. On February the 12th, the very next day, Japan confirmed 39 more cases on the Diamond Princess, including 1 quarantine officer, bringing that total to 174. Another case was reported in Japan itself, bringing that total to 29. Singapore confirmed 3 more cases, bringing the total to 50. Earlier, 300 employees of DBS Bank were asked to evacuate from the office at Marina Bay Financial Center Tower 3 due to the confirmed case there. The first case in London was confirmed, bringing the UK's total to 9. Hong Kong confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total number to 50. The United States confirmed another case, February 12th, bringing the number to 14 in the U.S. Next day is February the 13th. Vietnam confirmed its 16th case. Japan confirmed 4 more cases, bringing its total to 33. Same time, 44 new cases were confirmed on the Diamond Princess, bringing the total on that ship to 218. Later on, Japan confirmed its first death from the virus. Hong Kong confirmed 3 more cases, bringing their total to 53. Malaysia confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total to 19. Singapore confirmed 8 more cases, bringing the total number to 58. A school at National University of Singapore will conduct an e-learning from 14 to 21 February as a precaution after 1 of the cases involved a professor. CDC confirmed the 15th U.S. coronavirus case, a Wuhan evacuee quarantined at a military base in Texas. The government issued an extension order to shut down all non-essential companies, including manufacturing plants in Hubei province, until at least February the 20th. All right. Then we find on the 13th discrepancy in the number of cases. Same day, Hubei reported nearly newly confirmed cases of 14,840, nearly 10 times more than the previous day, while deaths more than doubled to 242. This was due to a change in definition that included clinical radiological diagnosis of patients. And as if you've been listening to this for a while, to understand what clinical diagnosis is, that is the diagnosing based on symptoms instead of a laboratory test. The WHO, World Health Organization, indicated that for consistency, it would report on the number of laboratory confirmed cases. So that other chart I showed just a little bit ago showed only the laboratory confirmed cases, which is a smaller number than those that would be a clinically diagnosed cases. Then we go to February 14th. Hong Kong confirmed 3 more coronavirus infections, bringing that total to 56. Singapore confirmed 9 more cases, bringing their total to 67. Japan confirmed 4 more cases, bringing the total number to 37. Egypt, a foreigner of undisclosed nationality, tested positive for COVID-19. This is the first case on the African continent. Canada confirmed British Columbia's 5th presumptive case, bringing their total number in that country to 8. Next day, February the 15th, Malaysia confirmed 3 more cases, including an American passenger from the ship MS Westerdam flying from Cambodia, bringing the total number to 22. Thailand confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total number to 34. The first death outside Asia had been confirmed, an 80-year-old Chinese tourist in France. France also confirmed its 12th case. Singapore confirmed 5 more cases, bringing their total number to 17. Japan confirmed 9 additional confirmed cases, not aboard the Diamond Princess. Japan also confirmed 67 additional cases aboard the cruise ship Diamond Princess, bringing the total number of cases from the ship to 285. Then we go to the 16th, which was yesterday, February 16. 70 additional cases been confirmed aboard the ship Diamond Princess, increasing that total to 355. Japan also confirmed 6 new cases, bringing the total infected people not aboard that ship to 59. Taiwan confirmed its first death from COVID-19, a man in his 60s. Moreover, 2 new cases were confirmed, bringing the total number to 20. Singapore confirmed 3 more cases, bringing the total number to 75. Hong Kong confirmed another new coronavirus case, bringing their total to 57. South Korea confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total number to 29. Then we go to the 17th. Today, so far, Thailand has confirmed 1 more case, bringing their total number to 35. Hong Kong confirmed 1 more case, bringing the total to 58. So far, Singapore has confirmed 2 more cases, bringing the total number to 77. Now, where does this lead us, and where does this take us, and should we have concern? Well, clearly there should be concern. First of all, you have that incubation period. If you pay close attention to what I just shared with you, you'll note that some people have been tested 4 times, and only the 5th testing exposed the fact that they had the coronavirus. There was more than 1 case of someone just sharing a plane ride with infected people on an airplane and ended up with coronavirus. Doesn't mean they were sitting next to them. Don't mean that they were in the same atmosphere with them. There was also the case of a gentleman who just had a 2-hour layover in Wuhan and ended up with coronavirus. The death toll is rising day by day around the country. Each day you find it spreads just a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. It's clearly in these Far Eastern nations, from Singapore to Japan, Thailand, they're more closely knit. They have more travelers back and forth. So they grew quicker in that area. But as you see, what's happened just in this 30-day period, it is of it's of great concern. Now, it's even going to be of greater concern to anybody that's closely associated, even short time associated. I would be concerned personally. Everybody do their own thing. But if you work in a building like, say, one of the high rises downtown, and there's 1,000 people that work in this building, you're riding on elevators with these people, you're going out to crowded restaurants, you're I'll put it this way. I would be very, very cautious if I'm concerned. Maybe you're not. I think that we all should be, because we have to do our part. The government can only do so much. Do you want to wait till the government forces you to lock down? It's the same thing I tell people when there's a hurricane that's coming in off of the coast of Florida, and you're watching the weather. You know it's inevitable that they're going to force an evacuation. Why do people wait to get that evacuate and then get clogged up on the freeways? If you know it's going to happen, take charge of your own life. Don't depend on Big Brother. Yes, just like I did now. The World Health Organization, all this information is out there. Go through that. Don't deal with just one source of this information. I think what you're going to find out is that the government overall downplays it to a certain extent. They don't want people to panic and freak. And I'm not suggesting that we do any of that, but I'm suggesting that we do practical preparedness, that we stay awake and we do what is practical. What is practical is that there's certain things we know that the world is closely knit. Here in Birmingham, Alabama, which is considered a fairly small city compared to the major cities in this country, we have an airport. Planes come and go all day long. People are traveling. This one started off in California and rode this plane and maybe changed flights twice. They got all these people on off these planes. I haven't found any information of where these planes are doing anything to, how did I say this, disinfect between flights. You know, I mean, would you even have to be riding in a plane with somebody? Could it be just, okay, that, you know, that box, that containment of air, it's oxygen, and you could be sitting in a seat that someone just sneezed and snotted or whatever. I mean, and they may not have been on the plane. They may have not been on the plane for 2 stopovers, and 3 other people may have sat in that seat. And this thing, like I said, it is not detectable. It's got this period of time to where it's dormant. There's no detection of it. Even people have tested. There's some that were tested 4 times. It wasn't discovered to the 5th time. People were given a clean bill of health, and then in 10 days they're dead. So not to instill this panic, but before this, you know, it's already going out of hand. It's spread around the world. Even the African continent has got its first case, and this thing just from person to person to person to person in light contact, not in intimate contact, not like they're hugging and kissing and holding hands, just on a layover, just on an airplane, not in a situation where you have an actual physical contact. But this seems to be spreading just in close proximity with other people. So yes, I would think it's very much a concern. I think that I'd be thinking practically, how much do I want to be around large numbers of people? How much do I want to be in confined spaces with other people, whether it be working in a cubicle in a large building, whether it be riding on an airplane, or even going to a concert. I mean, you have to think about these things. Is that risk worth it to you? Now, keep in mind, I get it. In the big picture, the chances are slim that it's going to get you, but it's going to get somebody. That's proven. It's already outperformed. Horrible way to word that, but it's already outperformed what the yellow fever did in Savannah. the 700S. It's already outperformed that. And that was in a contained area because we were not as close to each other worldwide as we are now. We weren't traveling or jets around the world, and just in a few short hours we're on top of each other. So it's a different world, and you can imagine what the yellow fever would have done back then, even more had it happened at a time like what we're living in now. So the whole thing, as far as I'm concerned, is to be prepared. Now I'm going to end this little transmission, little live stream right now with a promo of my book, which is Practical Preparedness. And again, there is a section on here on the pandemic, which we're suffering from. But as I say on the front of this, it's not a question of if a storm will come. It's only a question of when and where it will happen. So it's not a matter of living in constant fear. It's a matter of being practical. And that's what it boils down to. So anyway, I hope you got something out of this. I hope that you stay awake to it and don't get sidetracked. It's easy, moment to moment. Some entertainer dies, and that kind of takes away from something that's taking thousands of lives over here and making tens of thousands of people sick. I'm sorry that anybody dies, but this is I would think of something that we should be acutely aware of, we should pay attention to, and our behavior should, I think, be adjusted to deal with this and do our part, not wait on Big Brother. The government is always going to delay action. They're more reactionary, and they're thinking about crowd control. They're thinking about economy. I think my life is more important than economy. They're thinking about what this will do to the economy. Any administration in office in our government don't want to be the ones that had a economy tank under their administration. So it's always, unfortunately, about the money, except when it comes to war. Okay. So anyway, I'll lay off that any further, except don't depend on wait on the government to take care of yourself. If you'd like to keep information, can certainly be found on the internet, but if the infrastructure broke down, if something happened just in a localized area, it's good to have a practical book on hand. That's what this is about. And you just look for Practical Preparedness Manual. My name is Dr. Kelsey Graham, Dr. Kelsey Graham. You can find me on Amazon, and this is like, I think, $15 or so. I forget exactly what it's selling for. Or you can contact me through Facebook or YouTube here. And if you want to get this directly from me, it is very much, there's to the point, covers everything from tsunamis to even we've had situations in churches. So just practical advice that you may not think about. Avalanche, okay? And I forget how many pages I've got in here. There's it's a shame when you get so old. This is something to think about, though. If you're a prepper and you're putting together something, don't forget reading glasses. So you got 100 and some odd pages here, 157 pages of material, and it is in depth. I'm doing a follow-up. There's going to be a companion book to this called Practical Defense. So, and I'm going to go over. I'm going to start doing some live streams on just like what I said. Without my reading glasses at my age, it has gotten to the point to where it's like, I can make it out, but boy, I tell you what, in a short period of time, I'm going, oh man, it's troublesome. I'm not going to get too far. So we have to think about all these things. All right, thanks for tuning in with me, and join us on Facebook, and pay attention and give me feedback. You got any thoughts about any of this? I'd like to hear from you. Where are you with it, and how do you feel about this? All right, peace, love. Be ready.